Great. Hello, everyone. My name is Sujit. Okay, I will be your trainer. Before I start, can I have a little small introduction about you? Like, what exactly are you doing right now, and what kind of experience you are having? Yeah, Tanya, can we start with you?
Yeah. Hi everyone. I am in testing since 5 years. I
Okay.
am working in Wipro as of now.
Okay. So total, you have 5 years of experience and everything into testing.
Yes, like initially first year was development, then I had moved to testing. So 1 year of development, 4 years of testing.
Okay. Right. Thanks, Tanya. Naeem.
One minute.
Yeah.
Good morning to all of you. I'm a lecturer in university and I have an experience in working Python and in Tableau. And currently I'm exploring my skills or should I should say learning in Power BI.
Okay. So in Tableau, you have already developed some reports.
Yes, kind of with some of my students. Not a solo
Okay.
project.
Okay. Okay. Understood. Right. And thank you. And
Thank you.
yeah. And the other one, I don't know the name, Motorola. Can you please? Yeah.
Hello, hi Sujit.
Yeah.
I'm audible.
Yes. May I know your name?
Yeah, my name is Krishnakant. So basically, I'm working in the SQL Tech right now in Noida location. So I
Okay.
total I'm having 4 year of experience. Before I working as a ETL developer with using Informatica Power Center, and now I am working as a Power BI
Okay.
developer.
Right.
Recently for this project. So that's what I want to learn from Power BI concepts here.
Right. Okay. Great. Great. So I think everybody is having some kind of experience. Like Naeem, you are having some kind of visualization experience in Tableau, and Krishna, you're already in ETL background, so you know about the data, how data comes, and how the warehouse, all those things, and all. Now you're looking for the front end tool like anything like Power BI, right, where you want to do your visualization. Similarly, Tanya, you also were into testing and all. So everybody has a fair idea about how IT works and all. So let me tell you regarding Power BI. About me, I will give a small introduction about me. Okay. I am into IT from last 6 years and initial 3 years, total 9 years, and the initial 3 years I was into sales and marketing, where there also I was doing some kind of data analysis by using Excel. Okay. Later on, I moved into Power BI, and from the last 6 years, I am in Power BI. Right. So let me tell you the architecture of Power BI first, and then I will develop a small report for you by connecting to a database. Okay, so that you will get a fair idea how Power BI works from end to end. Okay, from starting from the data source till we share the report with the end user. How does it work? Entire development and sharing and all in a small with a small requirement. I will give you an overview so that you will get a fair idea how Power BI works. So let us go with the architecture first. Okay. So, as you all know, everybody, every organization, small, medium, big, or whatever it is, they definitely want to grow year on year, right? If last year they got a whatever the profits they have got, definitely they want to increase their profits by 10%, 20%, or 30%, something, right? So when they want to grow, they need to take some kind of decision. Decision making is required. Without making any kind of decisions, they cannot grow, and they cannot take any kind of random decisions, right? They cannot wake up in the morning and think that, okay, let me increase the number of employees, or let me decrease the number of employees, or let me add some new products and all. So they cannot do in such a way. They have to do based on some data, some historical data, right? So let's take an example. If we go with Amazon website, Flipkart, or DMart, Superstore, any kind of thing, when you go to the checkout thing, counter or online checkout and all, they will collect your data, right? What are your information, like your phone number or name, something. Right. What do they do? So basically, they collect the information, what kind of purchase you have done. Right. So, like, are you coming on daily basis, or are you coming on weekly basis, or are you coming only on weekends, or what is your pattern of visiting the store? Whenever you are visiting the store, what kind of purchases you are making? Are you buying only groceries? Are you buying the clothing, apparels, or anything? What exactly you are buying? And how much bill you are generating? Those kind of information they are going to store it. Okay, that is called business data, right? So that data is called business data. That business data can be stored in Excel files or CSV files. It can be stored in databases like SQL Server. It can be stored in databases like Oracle. It can be stored in some cloud technologies like Snowflake, Databricks, okay, or DB2. Any some or the other place they have to store that information, right? So in technical terms, we call it that information as OLTP. Right. Anybody heard about this terminology, OLTP?
Yeah, Sujit. OLTP and OLAP.
Right.
Online
So,
transaction processing.
sorry.
Online transaction processing.
Right. So basically, these are all the transactional data. Okay. There are multiple servers will be there, which are basically developed or designed in such a way where the data entry will be faster. Okay. The writing capacity will be much more higher in these kind of servers. So that's why what will happen, data when the end users like customers, when they are buying or the online store or wherever it is, they will data entry part will be much more faster here. So this is called the business data. What in general real time happens by using this data, by using some ETL tools like let me show you if I have the diagram. Yeah. Okay, like this OLTP servers in different locations or different branches, they will be storing the data in different databases. This is called business data. From here, they will be using some kind of ETL tool. It can be Informatica, it can be SSIS, it can be ADF, any kind of what we call ETL tool, which extracts the data and transforms the data and loads the data. Okay. And they will put all the data in a staging layer. In real time, what happens, I am telling you in an industry level. Okay. So they will put all the data in this staging layer. And here now, like weekly basis or monthly basis, they will take the data and put it in the staging layer. And again, this will be empty so that the writing, the data entry part will be faster here. On this data, if you want to do your analysis or visualization, it will be very slow. It will not be optimal. Okay. So these servers are called OLTP servers, where the writing capacity will be higher, but we need historical data for analysis purpose. So at certain interval of time, what they will do, they will take this data and dump it in one place by using some kind of ETL tools. Once the data is dumped in one place, from here again they will take the ETL tool and they will create a data warehouse. Okay, so here fact tables, dimension tables, schemas, all things will come into picture. So what is the fact, what is the dimension, we will learn later. But basically they will make sure that for each department and all, okay, so they will make some kind of schemas, some dimensional modeling. Okay, once this is done, from here Power BI will be connected. This is called OLAP. Okay, once the dimensional modeling is done, this is called OLAP, analytical processing data. So this is used for analysis purpose. Once the data has been converted into an OLAP, from here any visualization tool, it can be Tableau, it can be Power BI, it can be ClickView, or any data science team also like Python or R programming, anybody will take the data from the data warehouse, right? OLAP. From OLAP, they will take the data and they will create the reports if it is visualization, or if it is some kind of data models they need to create, machine learning models they need to create. From here, they will be taking the data, right? So in a simple way, if I tell you, so once the data warehouse is ready, just think we can also connect to OLTP also, but our visualization will be not optimal. But just think of, we have the data And then we are using a tool called Power BI Desktop. Okay, we are using a visualization tool called Power BI Desktop. When you download this Power BI Desktop, you have 3 modules in it. Okay, one is called Power Query, the second one is called Power Pivot, and the third one is called Power View. Okay, when you download Power BI Desktop, automatically we will have these 3 modules installed in it. No need to do it anything separately, right? So once we have these 3 modules, each module will have certain functionality, certain work is there for each module. What is that? So what Power Query does, it extracts the data from multiple sources. It has the capability to extract the data from multiple sources. There are close to 100 plus connectors are there in Power Query, by using which we can connect to Excel files, we can connect to SQL, we can connect to Oracle, we can connect to Databricks, we can connect to Data Lake, you can connect to Snowflake or any kind of data source. If it is in SharePoint, if it is an online website, wherever his data is stored, Power BI has the ability, Power Query has the ability to connect it very easily and extract the data from there to Power BI Desktop. Okay, so Power Query is called an ETL tool inside Power BI. If you want, once the data is extracted, ETL means extraction of data, then you can transform the data. Transform in the sense, if you want to do some kind of data shaping. For example, I have a column called full name, but in the visualization, you want to show only the first name of the person and what is the sales he has done, but we do not have a column called first name. So what we need to do, we need to split the column of full name into two, first name and last name. That splitting part is called transformation. So similarly, there are so many different transformation which we can do in Power Query based on the requirement given to us. So basically what Power Query does, it does the ETL part. It extracts the data, it transforms the data, and then it loads the data into Power Pivot. Any questions till now? Yes, no?
No, Sujit, nothing from my side.
Right.
Can we do some EDA steps in Power BI?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You want to me to do it and show you right now?
Oh, no, not exactly. Just asking for the information.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. No, Power Query, we can do the ETL steps here, but the ETL which we do generally by pulling the data from OLTP servers and putting it in a data warehouse, that cannot be done. Inside
Okay.
Power Query, inside Power BI, if you want to do minor transformation, you want to change the data type of a column, you want to merge 2 columns into a single column, you want to merge 2 tables by using some kind of join, like left join, right join, inner join, or full join. If you want to append 2 tables vertically, okay. So there are so many transformation steps are there which we can do it in Power Query. I will show you something once we cover the architecture part, then practically I will show you some. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Did that answer your question or it was something else?
Yeah, it's fine. Actually,
Yeah.
I was asking, if the data has some missing values or we need to average
Yes.
some values.
Yes. You cannot
Hmm.
edit, but you can replace it. But for example, there will be a logic for edit, right? Like for
Yes,
example,
yes.
yeah, that logic we can put it. Wherever
Okay.
there is a 10, the value is 10, you want to add every 10, wherever it is 10, I want to add plus 2. That can be done. For example, I have a sales column and I want a new column called wherever the sales are greater than 50,000, that should be high sales. Wherever the sales are in between 20 to 50, it should be medium sales. Less than 20, it should be low sales. So that those kind of things I can do.
Okay, okay.
Okay,
Thanks.
with some logic, I can do any kind of transformation in Power BI. I will show
Thank
you.
you.
Right. So once that part is done, we'll come to Power Pivot. In Power Pivot, what exactly we do? We do the data modeling part. Okay. Data modeling in the sense what? For example, I have a table from here. I have another table from here. I have another table from here. Multiple sources, I am getting multiple tables. Or from the same source also, I am getting multiple tables. So there should be a communication between the tables, right? There should be a communication between the tables. That means there should be a relationship between tables. So that is called data modeling. So that can be done in Power Pivot. That we need to do it in Power Pivot. If we are not doing that, what kind of issues we will face, I will show you. Okay, on a high level, Power Pivot does the data modeling. Data modeling is nothing but creating relationship between tables, between fact and dimension tables. Right. So, and one more thing we do it in Power Pivot, that is called data enhancement. What is data enhancement? Like for example, I have year column and I have some yearly sales I have. But I want to, as a end user, what he wants to know year on year growth. What is my growth? Last year I made a sale of 100. This year I am making a sale of 120. What is my growth percentage? 20%, right? How we are getting that? There is a logic behind that. What is that logic? Current year sales minus previous year sales divided by previous year sales multiplied by 100. So this formula, okay, this calculation, we need to do it by using a language called DAX. Okay, DAX means data analysis expressions. Any kind of calculation, any kind of logics, if you want to do it in your Power BI, you need to use a logic, you need to use a language called DAX. DAX means data analysis expressions. And this DAX language is same for all Microsoft tools. For example, in Excel, you are using an if condition or a some condition, some function or count function or average function. Exactly, it is the same what we are going to use it in Power BI also. Okay, there was a tool called MSBI. Before Power BI, there is a tool called MSBI by Microsoft. There also we are going to use the same language called DAX. No difference at all. Clear? Yes, no?
Yes, sir.
Right. So once that is done, then we will come to Power View. In Power View, we will actually build our report. That means what? We are going to build the visualizations. So whatever the end user want to see, that we are going to build it. Once this is created, then we will be publishing it in Power BI service. Till this part, okay? Till this part, till the Power View part, this is called Power BI desktop. This doesn't require any kind of license. Okay, this doesn't require any kind of license. You can download it. You don't need a credit card, you don't need a debit card, you don't need an email ID, nothing is required. You can download this and start working on this one up to here. Once the development is done, then we will be publishing details Power BI service. This requires a license. We have multiple license types. We have pro license, we have premium license, we have premium per user license, we have a free trial license. There are multiple licenses are there. So accordingly, we need to take that. And once we publish it here, what exactly we do it in Power BI service? We automate the report. What do I mean by automation? Means you will be building the report once, and here in your business data will be every day new data will be appearing, right? Daily there will be transactions. So those transactions will be loading here. That data should reflect in your report also on daily basis. We are not going to develop the report on daily basis, right? We will develop it only once. Once we publish it, we will automate in such a way that any new data which is coming to the data source, it should update automatically here. Okay, we will schedule some kind of refresh. We will say that, for example, every day at night, 11 o'clock or 12 o'clock, my data has been loading here. So what I will do, I will schedule a refresh every day morning at 6 a.m. or 5 a.m. That means new data is coming here a few hours ago, like 5 hours ago or 4 hours ago. And then after that, I am refreshing this report so that the new data will come into my report also. Following? Yes, no? Sorry?
Yes, sir.
Right. So once in Power BI service, what we are going to do, we are going to automate our reports and we are going to apply securities. Security means what? For example, in an organization, there are 50, 60 employees, sales people are there. I am going to build a report which will help them to understand who are their customers, what is the sale they have done, what is their inventory, and which are the customers we need to deliver products on in next week or coming week and all. Or if you are not going to deliver on time, their machine shop may stop working because they have shortage of the products, right? Some kind of like consumable products are there, like oil or something. If you are not delivering it on time, they cannot run their machines, right? So we need to know, I need to, as a salesperson, I need to know when I should deliver the product to them. So I am creating a report for all the salespeople, which will show them what is that they need to do in the coming week. But I need to deliver in such a way, the report in such a way that my data you should not be able to see. You should not be able to see my customer data. I should not be able to see your customer data. Similarly, 30, 40 employees are there. Everybody should be able to see their own data. Others' data they should not be able to see. Right. But I will not be creating 40 different reports. I will be creating only one report. I will be sharing the same report with all the 40 users, but I will restrict in such a way that each person can see their own data. Clear? Yes, no?
Yes.
Okay, those kind of securities we are going to apply in Power BI service, and then we will be sharing with the end user. So that end user will be looking into his report, and based on that, he will make decisions which is required for his day-to-day activities. Okay, there is one more security feature where, for example, there is a hierarchy. There is a CEO of the company, then there are CFOs are there or CXOs are there, and below that senior directors, VPs are there, senior directors are there, directors are there, senior managers, like that hierarchy is there. Same report I will be sharing with everybody. CEO should be able to see entire organization data. Okay. Whereas finance VP should see all the data related to only finance department. That means whoever are under him, their data and his data. Right. Then senior director should be able to see his data and his subordinates data. Senior manager should be able to see his data and his subordinate data. In that way, hierarchical way. In that way, I need to apply the securities. That is also possible in Power BI service. We will be applying that and we will be sharing it with the end user. Anything which is not clear in this entire architecture, starting to ending? Yes, no? Guys, let's make this little interactive. It will be helpful. Any questions?
Where is OLAP?
Here in data modeling, when we create the data model, no, that is called OLAP. On top of this, we are going to do the visualization.
Okay.
But in real time, what will happen? This thing, they will create it in the data warehouse level itself. From there, we will pull the data. And here also, we need to create it. We need to build the relationships. Basically, Power Pivot is the place where OLAP will be created. Anything else? If you are going to appear your interviews, no, this can be your first question. They will ask, what is the architecture of Power BI? What happens in Power BI end to end? Different ways they can ask. They may ask, what are the different building blocks of Power BI and what is the use of each one? Okay, all questions are same. Power Query, Power Pivot, Power View, Power BI 7. These are the 4 building blocks of Power BI. What each module does, that we need to explain. Clear till now?
Yes.
Right. So let's create a small report by connecting to SQL Server. You can connect to Excel also, SQL Server also. So let me connect to SQL Server and then create a report. Generally in organization, you will have 3 different environments, right? Dev, UAT, and production. Any idea about these 3 terminologies?
Yes.
Right. Everybody?
No.
So So in organization, what will happen? You will have three different environments. One is called development, where basically all development related data will be stored. Okay, similarly, there will be something called UAT, where once you develop anything, you will deploy that into UAT. That means you will migrate that report or database, whatever it is, to UAT. And then there will be some users from the end user client side. They will check your numbers, whether the numbers are correct or wrong. Okay, whatever the data you are showing, whether it is correct or wrong, they will test it. Once they say, yeah, everything looks correct, and they give the green signal, then again you will migrate the report from UAT to production. Production will have the actual data. The original data it will have in production. The live data it will be having in production. So once your report is in production, that report you will be sharing with the end users. Dev and UAT data you are not going to share with end users. If you are sharing also, that will not be helpful for them. That can be dummy data also. In development, there is high chance that you will have only dummy data, sample data. But in production, you will have the original actual data. So once your report goes from dev to UAT and UAT to production, and then you will be sharing the report with the end user, so that actual data will go to the end user, and then based on that, they will make the decisions. So just to give you an example, I have created two databases here. One is dev sample DB, another one is prod sample DB. Okay. So in this session, I am not expecting that you will learn how things are I am doing. I am expecting that you should understand what happens in Power BI, what exactly happens. Okay, I am not expecting that you will start writing everything. Okay, right. So for example, this is my dev data. I have four tables. One is, for example, orders, peoples, and returns. I want to see what is the data available in orders. Right. So I will just write a query. So this is the data available in my dev sample DB, right? Same thing if I execute it in production, for example, prod sample DB. This is another database. Okay, here below we have another database called prod sample DB. Same thing if I execute. Any difference you are seeing? Yes, no? Any difference between the dev data and prod data? Yes, there are only two answers, yes or no.
No.
Right. But if I show you, for example, if I go back to dev and execute again and see the total number of rows, how many rows are here at the right bottom?
999 rows.
Equal 9 rows. Now I will change it to production and execute the same query again. How many rows are there? 9,994. So the data is different, right? So if suppose I want to show the sum of sales, what is the total sales? Basically, I want to see. In dev, it is around 1.74 million. Okay. But whereas in production, it is 3.79, that is almost 3.8 million. So there is difference. So if I am sharing the dev data with the end user, then it is wrong data. No, it is not the complete data. It is not the complete data. Based on these numbers, he cannot make any decisions. If he takes decisions also, it will be illogical. It will be wrong. So always you need to share the production related data with the end user. That is why we will be having three different environments. We will do all the development in dev, all the testing in UAT, and then in production, we will share the report with the end users. Now, little clarity you got?
Yes.
Right. So now let's open Power BI desktop and let's see. So this is my software. How to download all those things I will show you later on. So it is the same thing. When you are working in an organization level also, it will be 100% the same, nothing difference. But when you are using Tableau, no, Tableau generally, it will have a free version for 14 days or 15 days. And if you are having a student ID or Faculty ID, I think they will give for 1 year or so, but still there will be some features missing in that one. Okay, but Power BI, it is exactly the same, 100% the same tool which you are going to use while learning and while using in an organization level, it is going to be 100% the same. Clear? Yes, no?
Yes.
Right. So here I have something called get data. Okay. When I click on get data, I have some data source connectors here. These are called connectors. When I click on more, I will see all the multiple connectors: Excel, CSV, XML, JSON, folder, PDFs, Parquet, SharePoint, Oracle, SQL, IBM, MySQL. Like this, there are multiple connectors are there. That means what? From here, you can connect to the data which is stored anywhere. Okay, we have close to, I think, close to 100 connectors are there, which you can use to connect the data. Right. So right now my data is in SQL Server. What is my server name? This is my server name. I will connect. I will take this server. I will go to Power BI and I will search for SQL Server. When I search for SQL Server, I will see the connector called SQL Server Database. So I will select this one and click on connect. So when I connect, it will ask me for the server name. I just copied the server name that I will paste it here. Okay, database name is optional. If you want to give, you can give it, or else you can leave it. Import, direct query, advanced options, these things we will learn later on. So just we are connecting to SQL Server now. I have given the server name here and click on OK. Okay, now it is connected to this server. My Power BI is connected to this server. Under this server, I have how many databases? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. If I show you here, here also I have 8 only, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That means we are able to connect it to SQL Server on Power BI. Yes or no? Yes, no?
Yes, sir.
Right. So now I'm going to connect it to my dev DB. And for example, I need 3 tables: orders, peoples, and returns. If you see in returns table, this is fine. My column names are correct. If you see in people table, I have 4 persons and their region, but my column names are not correct. Yes or no? Column name should not be column 1 and column 2. It should be person and region, right? Yes,
Yes.
no? Right. So we need to do some transformation here. So what we need to do, where we can do the transformation, we can do it in Power Query. Right, Power Query is the ETL one where we can do the transformation. So to do it in Power Query, we need to click on transform data. We want to transform the data, right? So just click it on transform data. It will take you to Power Query editor. Okay, at the left top, if you can see what it is written, Power Query editor. So this is the place where you can do all the transformations. So for example, people. Okay, my column names are incorrect. I want to move this row to the headers. So I have an option here called use first row as headers. When I click on this one, my first row will become my header rows. Clear? Yes, no?
Yes.
Right. So similarly, any table you want to do any kind of transformation, you need to click on the table and come here and do any kind of transformation. For example, this order ID, I want the first 2 letters in one column and other in another column. So what I will do, I will come here and click on split column by delimiter, and I will say the delimiter is hyphen leftmost delimiter. That means from left side, where is the first place where I will see this delimiter, there I want to split it. So I want to split the leftmost delimiter and click on OK. So it will split into 2. Okay, you can change the column name if you want from here. Double click and change it. Right. So any transformation you want to do, you can do it here. For example, in product table. Okay, here also we have the order ID. right? So in returns table itself, for example, these are the country names. So I will put it as CNTRY. Now you want to replace, for example, wherever US is there, you want to make it as USA, right? So what I need to do, I will come here and select, go for replace values. And I will say wherever you find US, make it as USA. So all my values will be converted to USA. I can even convert the other one. I will say convert CA to Canada. Okay, so any kind of transformation you want to do, you can do it here by using these all options. We have so many options here. By using those things, we can change the data as per the required format. Clear? Yes, no? What is the purpose of Power Query? Is it clear or not? Yes, you're there?
Yes.
Yeah, only Tanya, your voice I am seeing. Others, I don't know whether you are getting it or not. If you have any questions, you can ask me. I will try to clarify it. Okay. So this is the main place of Power Query. So once this is done, then we'll close and apply. We will go to Power Pivot. Basically, what Power Pivot does, it does the data modeling. Okay, so let me show you one more example of Power Query, why it is required. For example, my requirement, end user will give you requirement, right? So first requirement is show each salesperson and his sales. What is the sales he has made? Each salesperson and his sales. So where we have the salesperson information, we have in the people table, there is somebody called person. And where is the sales information? Sales information is in my orders table called sales. Okay. So I want to show it in a, for example, in a column chart. I need to select in which chart you want to show the visualization. So I will select, for example, a column chart. Will resize this, and here I want to show in x-axis I will place the person, okay, and in y-axis I will put the sales, right? And now I will enable the data labels. That means here we have formatting options. Any formatting you want to do, select the visual, come to format options, and here you can do the formatting. So for example, if I want to make it bold and other things, I can make it from here. Okay, any kind of formatting changes you want to do, you can do it from here. X-axis, I want to change it to bold. Okay, y-axis also I want to change it to bold. Right. Now I want to give some border and shadow, other things, so I can do that here in effects. I will give a visual border, I will give a shadow, I will give a lighter color to the border. I will give some rounded corners. The corners I will give some rounded corners. Now it looks little better, right? The title also I can change it if I want. I will come here, title, and I will say instead of sum of sales, I will say total sales by person. And this also I can make it bold. I can place it in the middle or right, extreme right, wherever you want, that also we can do. So all the changes which you want to do in the formatting, you can do it here. But now my requirement was not to show the full name. I want to show only the first name and his sales. Okay, not the full name, only the first name and its sales. But I do not have a column called first name. If I see in the data view, in the people table, I do not have a column called first name. I have the full name only. So I cannot show the first name here. To show that, what we need to do, again, we need to go to Power Query. We will go to transform data. We are again back in Power Query. We will go to people, and this one I will split into two. by delimiter, wherever there is a space, there I want to split it. So now this will become my first name and this will become my last name. Okay, now I have the first name column. This column I can use it in the visualization. So I'll close and apply. Now this visual may not work. Why? Because the actual column we have split it into two. So what we will do, we will remove that and place the new column which we have created called first name. So if you can see now, you can see only the first name and what is the sale they have done. Clear?
Yes.
Now if you see, people is coming from person is coming from people table and sales is coming from orders table. Okay, two tables have been involved to create this visual. If I go to my Power Pivot model view and see, there is a relationship between these two tables. I can create one more here, but we have splitted this column into two. We will not be able to create. So let me go back and go to returns table. And these steps, whatever I have done, I will remove it one by one. I don't want the transformation, so I will remove it. Okay, this is how I want. Again, I will go back. Now order ID and order ID, I have same columns. This is primary key here and this is foreign key here. What is primary key, what is foreign key, we'll see later. So if I do not have a relationship, let me delete this relationship. I do not have a relationship between these two tables. That means there is no communication between these two tables. If there is no communication between these two tables, I will not get the desired result. What I am getting now, I am getting the same value for everybody, which is actually the total sales value, overall sales value, which is incorrect. Why it is giving incorrect results? Because these two tables are not communicating with each other. No filtration is happening between these two. For that, we need to have a relationship between these tables. So there should be a matching column. Once we have the relationship between these two tables, then the data will be filtered accordingly. That is the importance of data model. Clear? What is the importance of data, Power Query and Power Pivot? Clear? I'm not expecting that you can do all these things. I'm just showing you what is the importance of each one. I am not explaining how to do as of now. It will take little time for sure. Now I am just showing what is the importance of each module. What is the importance of this one? What is the importance of this one? What is the importance of this one? That is what I'm trying to show you. Anything which you are not following, please let me know. Now, for example, I want to show total sales, total quantity, total profit. These things I want to show it here in a card visual. So what I will do, I will write some measures. Okay, as I mentioned here, DAX. What is DAX? Let us try to write. So I will create a measure called new measure and I will say total sales. So total sales means what? I need to add all the values available in the sales column. So I will go with sum function. What sum function does? Adds all the numbers in a particular column. So I want the sales column to be added. So I will take the sales column here and enter. So I got a measure called total sales. When I place this one here, I will select one card visual here. So this is my overall sales. Okay. So I can do the formatting to this one also. If I want a little bigger size, I will. Right, this is my total sales. Similarly, I want to show the total quantity. Again, I will write another measure. Total quantity. Sum of quantity column. Okay, in orders table quantity, because whatever the values are available in quantity column, that everything we need to add up. Total quantity is nothing but all the values we need to add up in the quantity column. So I'm taking that one and enter. So I just copy pasted the visual, and here instead of total sales, now we have created total quantity that you can check that checkbox also, it will appear. This is my total quantity. The third one, what I want to show, the total profit. So I will create one more measure. Called total profit. What we need to do, sum of profit column. Okay, so now when I put it here, I will show you something. Profit, I am not getting the result. Okay, I am getting an error. In sales column, I have used the same formula, sum of sales, I am getting the results. In quantity column, I am using the same formula, sum of quantity, I am getting the results. But for profit, when I am doing the same thing, sum of profit, I am not getting the results. So there is an issue with the profit column. That is what we need to understand. So if I click on see details here, what it is saying, calculation error. The function sum cannot work with value of type string. What does it mean? Anybody?
Values cannot be added when it is in string type. We need to make it integers or floats.
Right. So that means what right now my profit column is not as an integer. It is a string. It is a text value. So that is why I'm not able to apply the sum function here. So I need to do the transformation. I need to change the data type of the profit column into integer or decimal or numbers, whole number, whatever it is. So what we need to do, the transformation, to do any transformation, we need to go back to our Power Query. In Power Query only we can do the transformation. So what I will do, I will go to transform data and go to my orders table and will go to column and will say profit column. Profit column. And if I see here, my data type is string ABC. That means it is a text value. Now I will convert this into whole number. You can convert to decimal. I have decimals here, so I will convert into decimal number. Okay, now the transformation has been done. So what I will do, I will close and apply. Once I close and apply, now the column on top of which we are adding some function, it will work now. Clear? What is how we can use Power Query and DAX, Power Pivot all at a time? Hope at least little idea you should get by this time how we can use Power Query. Whenever there is a transformation required, we will go to Power Query, do the transformation and come back and do our visualization. Clear?
Yes.
Yes, no? Right. Now one more example, let us see. For example, I want to, okay, let's create some visuals here. First, I will go with a bar chart. And here I want to show top 5 subcategories by sales, by profit, for example. Okay, that means what? I want to see the top 5 subcategories which are giving me highest profits. Okay, I have around 15 to 16 subcategories here, but I want to see only the top 5. So what we will do, first we will create the visualization. So subcategory should be in y-axis, y-axis, that I will explain later on. And in x-axis, I want the profit, the one which we have created. Okay, now what it is showing? It is showing each subcategory and what is the profit. Right, but I don't want to see everything. I want to see only top 5. So we need to filter out the remaining one. So what we need to do, we have something called filters. So here in subcategory, I will go with a filter called top n, and I will say I want to see only the top 5. Okay, I want to see only the top 5 based on what? Based on profit. So when I apply this filter, what will happen? Automatically, we will see only the top 5 subcategories which are giving me highest profits. If tomorrow binders is giving me more profit, it will go at the top. If tomorrow some other product is giving me highest profit, that will automatically replace here, or this will happen dynamically. Clear? This is an example for one filter.
Yes, just yeah.
Any question?
No.
Right. Now I want to use a pie chart. In this pie chart, I want to show each category and what is the sale happening. So I will select the category column. I will say the sales. So this is the sales happening for each category. Similarly, now I will use a donut chart and I want to show each segment what is the sales. I can format it. Okay, this one. Now I want to use a filter, for example, which should filter the data as per the region selected. So I will use the region column here in the filter. So when I click on central region, I will see only central region related data. All my values are changing. When I click on east, only I will see east region data. Okay, according to our selection, it will change. So Power BI is an interactive, what we call tool. So whenever we select anything, accordingly data will change. If I select on accessories, all the data with whatever you are seeing is related to accessories only. When I click on phones, whatever the data you are seeing, it is related to phones only. Okay, it's an interactive report. So this is how we create our report. But this is now what kind of report? This is a dev report. This report we cannot share it with end user because this is not the actual data. What we need to share? We need to share the production data. So for that, easily to do that, this is a real-time scenario I am showing you. We need to create some parameters in Power Query. Okay, I will go with new parameter. I will say database. Okay, all these things I will teach later on. Now I am just showing how things work. Okay, so right now we are connected to dev. I will give dev sample db. Okay, we have created a parameter and we will replace it here. Sample db. It is an error. Dev underscore sample. It should be dev underscore sample. It is SAMPLE. SAMPLE. What is our database name? Dev underscore SAMPLE DB. DB capital. Okay, we need to give the parameter name, no? Database, sorry. Database. You may not understand this one, but just see the output, what is happening. Database. Here also I will give the database. Why I am doing this one? Let me show you. Okay, so now whatever the data you are seeing, it is basically our dev data. This report I cannot share it with the end user. I need to change this report to production and then share it with the end user. For example, to create this report in real time, it will take, for example, 20 days or 30 days of time. So to change the connections again, we cannot take that much of time. We need to do it as quickly as possible. So for that reason, we have created the parameters. Now, if I come here and edit parameters, and here I will give my production database name, what will happen? This entire report will automatically change it to my production data. If you see, all my numbers will change now. Yes or no? Yes, no?
Yes, yes.
Automatically all the numbers have been changed. It is showing 3.8 million. Let us check it in dB. See, it is 3.79 million, nothing but 3.8 million only. If I want to see the quantity, 37873, which is nothing but 38K. If I change it to numeric, it will be the same number. If I, for example, if I change the units to none, it is exactly the same number, 37873. So for that reason, I have created the parameter. So basically what I was trying to show in real time, in real world, you need to do all these things. Once you create your report, you need to deploy that report in production also, because that is a place where you need to share it with the end user. Okay, I was little fast, but just wanted to show overall what happens and all. From here, you will publish the report. You will save it and publish it. This maybe I will show it later on. Publish it, and then we will be sharing with the end user. So what we have done till now, we have done up to this level. Okay, we were able to connect Power Query to SQL Server, pull some data. Whenever the transformation was required, we did it in Power Query. Then we came to Power Pivot. We built the data model. Wherever there was the DAX related requirement was there, we have created the DAX function. Then we came to Power Query. We built our required visuals. So Power BI Desktop, each module, what it does, I just showed you. Any questions?
No questions, but once we try to make some things on Power BI by itself,
Yes. Yes.
I think we have a question.
Yeah, definitely you will have at the time. So let me show you what exactly we are going to cover in our sessions. Okay. So this is my course outline. This you will be getting. Okay. In Power View, what all things we are going to do in Power Query, in Power Pivot, in DAX, what are the different functions we are going to write. Okay. In Power BI Service, what we are going to do. Then I will be giving some assignments. Okay. And then we are going to do the SQL also. SQL is required. Why SQL is required for a Power BI developer? For this part only. You have developed the report. Now you need to know whether the numbers are correct or wrong. So you need to come to your database and you should be able to write queries and check whether your number and the database number are matching or not. Okay, if it is not matching, then we need to see why it is not matching. Right.
Right. Got it.
Okay, so we should be in a position where we can write the SQL queries also. So we will learn the SQL part also. Okay, how to write those queries and all, we will learn those things also in SQL. And after that, I will be sharing you some projects like this. This is one of the project. After completion of first module, I will give you this project. Okay, so you need to build this report based on the requirement given to you. Okay, I will be giving this requirement document to you. Based on this, you need to create. So how does it look? Let me show you. Once you create it, this is the created report. And every day, whatever we are discussing now, that I will be placing it in a running notes like this. This is the previous batch one. So whatever we are going to learn, right? So all those things we are going to put it here. What is OLAP? What is the architecture? Okay. So what is Power BI Desktop? Then what all different charts are there? When to use which chart? What are the different filters are there? Visual level, page level, all pages. Inside each page, there are multiple filters. Inside each filter, there are some sub filters are there. When to use which filter? How to use each one? Okay, what is the drill through? What is the drill down? What is the tooltip page? What are bookmarks? Okay, how to use buttons to navigate from one page to another page. Okay, all those things we will see it in Power View. Then we will come to our Power Pivot, where we will learn what is the fact table, what is the dimension table, what is the foreign key, what is the primary key, what are the different schemas are there, what is the use of each schema, what is the cardinality, what are the different DAX functions we have. Okay, there are implicit measures, explicit measures, what are calculated columns. So many things are there. One by one, we are going to learn. All these are DAX related functions which we will learn on daily basis. Okay, daily, whatever we are going to learn, I will be putting it in a running notes and I will be sharing with you. Once you are comfortable with this running notes now, 70% of your interview questions will come from here only, for sure. Remaining 30 will be scenario-based questions. I will tell you how to answer them also. We will learn about licenses, we will learn about securities, we will learn how to create an app, all those things we will learn, and I will be sharing everything as a running notes. Okay, so let's see one project which we need to build. So this is the project which you need to build. Okay, so what we are showing, this is the COVID data. Okay, this has been downloaded from COVID website. So what are the tests conducted? How many cases have been done? Total deaths happened? How many people recovered? How many are still active at that point of time? Based on each continent, I can select one continent. Accordingly, my data will show for that continent only. Okay, so this is the kind of slicer. Then in each slice, in each continent, I have multiple countries. I can select any one country. Based on that, I will see for that country what is happening. All these insights we can get it from here. Okay. Right. And then here I am showing active cases. Okay. Active cases in column chart, total just in line chart. And I want to see only the top 10 countries with highest
Yes.
death rate. Okay. Based on the death rate, what are the top 10 countries that I am showing. And there is another page called bookmark. Here I am showing all the country, what is their population and different statistical information. Okay. But this how I am using here is, for example, if I want to know USA related data only. So when I do a right click and go to drill through and bookmark, I will see in the bookmark page only USA data. I can click on this back button, go back. And when I click on India, right click, drill through bookmark page, you will see only India related information. Okay, so whichever country you are selecting, based on that country, data will be filtered in another page also. Brazil, you will see only Brazil data. Clear. And I have created a button here. When I click on this one, what will happen? I will see all the full data. And I have created this button in such a way that when it is on, we will see the numbers of each country population. When I click it on off, it will not show the numbers. So how to assign the buttons, how to navigate this, all those things we are going to learn. We are going to implement those things. Okay. Any question, guys? I am seeing some sound. Okay, so that is one project, and similarly, I will give one more bigger project, which is little difficult, but this is a kind of real-time project. Okay, let me show you that one also. Okay, here you will be working on multiple tables. Okay, around 6 to 7 tables are there. With all the 6 tables, you will be, once you are completed this project, now you will be ready for any kind of project. This is little complicated one. Okay, and this requires database knowledge. This requires data modeling knowledge. This requires lot of DAX functional knowledge. I think you should know. Then only you will be able to create this. So let me show you the data model first. You need to build this data model from scratch. Okay, there will be multiple tables. By using multiple tables, you need to build this data model. From where to where we should give relationship, how to give the relationships. All those things you will learn and you will implement this. Once this is done, then you will be creating this report. To create this report, you need to create these many measures. All these are measures. Okay. All these are different measures which you need to create. Once you create this measure, then only we will be able to create this report. Conditional formatting also you will be doing. Wherever the values are high, it should be red. Low values, lighter color. If my growth is increasing, green color. If it is decreasing, red color. Okay. For product details, I have some visuals. For customer details, I have some visuals with conditional formatting. Okay, these are actual report which will give you a clear-cut idea how to build a real-time report. Okay, I think I have crossed 1 hour of time. Let me know if you guys have any questions. Anything. Oh, so many messages are there, but I didn't see anything for me. Guys, any questions? I know I was a little fast today, but we will be covering things in a very slow manner, and topic by topic we are going to learn. as you have seen the projects now, those projects, I will make sure that you can do it by your own. Okay, so that much clarity I can give you. Any questions?
As of now, nothing from my side.
Yeah,
Naeem?
just one small request to everyone. If anyone not filled up this format, just fill it out so that I can connect with you personally regarding this course.
Yes, we have filled this. I have filled this form. And
Okay.
Sujit, no question.
Can I know Sahin, Krishna, Mahin, everyone fill this up?
Okay, Naeem, you had some question. You were asking some question, I think.
No, I was saying I have no question
Yes.
for the presentation.
Sorry, you said you have some questions or you do not have some questions?
No questions. I was thanking about your presentation. It was good.
Okay, okay. Thank you. Thank you so much. So actually, I was teaching in one of the business school also in Hyderabad. There is something called Shiva Shivani Institute of Management. Okay, there I was teaching the what we call BI and data analytics course for them also. Okay, for BBA third year, data analytics third year people. Now for them also I was teaching this course. It was helpful for them. They created that project which were they were showing it in their placements and all. It was helpful for them because they are freshers. They may not require the entire part of automating reports and all those things, but they will get a fair idea when, if suppose you are planning to teach to students, your own students and all, definitely you can do it. Like for example, you can take your library data. I took library data of theirs, and I made sure that they made a report where they were able to show how many books have been taken from the library and what is the lead days, how many days has been with them, and whether they have crossed the limit. There will be some limit of 2 months or 3 months. Now, whether how many people are there who are crossed that limit, they need to uh, give it back or they need to reissue it. All those things related information they have created some nice dashboard some time back and all. So it's a kind of real-time project for them because they are doing it from the real data which is getting from the library, and that will be helpful for the college also. They can use that report for their internal purpose also. So like that
Exactly.
you, yeah. So you can do it for attendance related data also. You can do it for library related data also, exam related data also. Anything. Once you have that data now, you can create some interactive reports which will be helpful for your learning also, for your management also.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it from my side, Lalit. If you have anything to add, you can add. Lalit, you're there?
Should we leave now?
Yeah, I think we can leave. Thank you so much, guys, for your time, and let's see. We will meet again.
Sure. Sure.
Yeah. Thank you and
Thanks.
bye. Yeah. Yeah.
And
Thank you, everyone. Thanks,
Yeah.
Sujit.
Yeah. Bye.